I mean, this kind of is like an open.
This
like,
is the
whatever.
open mic, man. This is where we talk business.
Good.
So, welcome back to the open mic, everybody. It's Friday. Good to see you.
95 Ocean, you have an open mic. Oh, 95 Ocean, open mic. Oh, 95 Ocean.
Oh yeah, so we keep this on YouTube and then dump the audio onto our Megaphone account.
Where is that open mic that audio from? That was incredible.
Cali. I want to say Orange County, California. I want to say, I'm not 100%, but yeah, the what we were talking about earlier was I talked to Mike today about we have a website. It's whether or not we don't know anything about that stuff, so whether or not that website is good to do what we needed to with your counterpart, or if it's like, hey, we need to upgrade this website or change platforms or just create a whole new website.
There's always little things you need to do, and it's the language. The biggest part is like there's color schemes you have to catch the eye that's going to fit with your branding, and then there's the language. Like, I'm not a coder at all. And I saw what he was doing, and the behind the scenes. You could write an article, and the way that the SEO will pick it up is it will say this is user reader friendly or it's not, and it gives a rating. And I thought it's all salesman bullshit and whatnot until I started implementing exactly what he had structured out for me. And then I see, well, maybe 9 people read my article one day, and then after I started implementing the stuff, within 2-3 weeks, 1,000 people are reading the article, 1,500 people are reading the article, because it's going through the language in a field that, I compete heavily with, law enforcement content. So it's very crucial the way that you have a specific language being done in your content.
I think that what's most important is obviously we all have individually very popular pages and very popular content. It's jamming that all together and then getting it out in a broader manner, because all of us get views, we all get, but then you're taking it from Instagram or YouTube and now to a website where you got to get people to see it.
We've got contributors, and I've got about 3 other people that want to write. They're like, I'm not much of a face. I don't do a lot of the social media, but I love writing. I'd love to write articles about current events. And I was like, man, like I would love to have that platform for you. And they all want to do it for free, because we want to be like, if something happens, I don't want people to go to Yahoo. I don't want people to go to MSNBC. I want people to go to us for a no bullshit. And I tell the contributors, like, I want it biased. I want your opinion. I don't want some vanilla thing they can get on, Google. I want it written from a cop, written from an ex-cop, written from, somebody who has an opinion about it. Because that's what creates the controversy. That's what creates the, this guy's wrong in his opinion.
Yeah.
So.
Controversy. 2 things sell: controversy and sex. I actually had that. I had a cop call me today from that department, the Shreveville department, and he's like, man, at first I saw yours. He's a black guy, and he said, oh, and by the way, apparently I'm a snow roach. I've never heard that fucking term. You guys are good with language, right? Never heard that term ever. I couldn't stop laughing.
What is a snow roach?
White dude, a white racist. I'm a snow roach.
I was gonna say, I don't think we can get in trouble for saying derogatory white names.
No, not at all. Not at all.
You can't.
I know what a snow bunny is.
I tell everybody at work, as a straight white male, there's nothing that you can ever say.
Dominic and I had an interesting exchange today with a black police officer about that video.
Oh, name some names, man. I don't.
Trey Mosley. Okay, and I was on there live last week. I went on their show, and he's a nice guy. He's a new cop, but he basically wrote and then tried to back from it. Wrote that it's okay for 2 black guys to throw the N-word at each other in any scenario, but it's not okay if a white guy does it. And then it started with the lyrics, and I'm like, well, if it's in a song. Then he tried to back out of that statement. Then I asked 2 cops, 1 don't. I was like, well, you're a supervisor. Would you allow 2 of your black officers to walk around the mall?
Yeah.
He had a good answer. He agreed. Yes. But my point there is, if you got 2 cops and you got a young, let's say another 5-year-old kid, and he sees the 2 cops throwing that word back and forth, he turns around and says it at school the next day, he's toast. Like that. Well, the white kid's a racist the rest of his life, and he heard it from 2 cops.
I'm at the point where, and it's not racism anymore. It's actually tribalism. was talking with a friend of mine the other day about it. Tribalism is coming, and that's exactly what they're planning to do with all of this law enforcement crap, this race war shit. Apparently I'm a racist today because, and then to finish what the cop said, the cop was, he goes, I saw your content. It angered me in the beginning. And then I looked at the rest of your content and you're fair. I said, well, I appreciate you actually being educated enough to hear what I have to say over the volume of my voice, because you wouldn't have heard it if I wasn't as controversial as I am. So sex and controversy sell. And yeah, just we down this whole big conversation about where law enforcement is now, but sadly we're headed for tribalism, and police are going to kick it off.
Yeah, the race war is very apparent, and anybody that thinks that there's, I mean, it's sad.
Well, even what you covered a couple of days ago, you have all those cops in like Atlanta, and they're recruiting. It's like a recruiting mechanism.
Ghetto thugs, and I don't care.
Yeah, and yeah, it's a different. It's just different. They're not, the language is not even bad. It's just, it's turning into non-English, like in a police field.
We're the same age, right? You're going to be 50 soon.
I'm 49 next week.
You're going to be 50 soon.
Yeah. Well, I say that and I get yelled at, so I'm 49 in a week.
When I hit 50, it wasn't a joke. Like the next week, where did this fucking 10 pounds of fat come from, man? Oh, I got to up my TRT. Tyler, how old are you?
Tyler,
how old are you? That's all right.
37.
Okay, so you won't. I don't know if you remember this. Do you remember what we had called? It was we were in grammar school at the time. It was probably around 6th or 7th grade. Do you remember the United States government started to roll out a special language that was permissible? It still was English, but it was for a certain community that had a little melanin in their skin, and what it was called?
Ebonics.
Ebonics.
We went from Ebonics to fucking Cardi B speech. Like memes kill me, and memes are how we communicate in the world.
Yeah.
But if you look at how people write memes, fuck commas, punctuation, the word "your" is misspelled everywhere. And this is what's going to be writing police reports.
Yeah, then taking them to a jury, and then jury's reading it, and yeah, it's getting. And then does Axon have that language option in the translator there?
Well, I mean,
the police department.
I had one of my trainees a while back. I had a search warrant to do, and I had a trainee, and I was going to be late. Past roll calls, about 2 hours late. And I told the trainee, I was like, "Hey, I'm going to be late. Just sit at the station, and just for fuck's sake, write me a 1-page essay on why you want to be a cop. That way, I have something to grade. If it's a slow night, just 1 page why you want to be a cop, like just so I can say you did something. They're not making you do busy work." And I pick him up. And we go, and I think he's Haitian, or Haitian descent. And I'm reading it, and I'm like, oh my God, this is like a 2nd grader wrote this. And I go, and I'm asking, and I go, and he's like, oh, well, I'm like, hold on. English isn't your first language, is it? And he goes, yeah, it is. I was born in Miami. I was like, holy fuck, dude. Like, how did you get through the academy? How did you get through in-house training, and then how did you get through the other FTOs to me? You can't write a report. Not even you can't form a report. You can't write.
Yeah, and it's just sweeping through. I was involved. My ex-wife was involved in a DUI crash, and when I got totaled the car, I got the first police report, and the insurance agent for the other driver was listed as the driver, and like, everything was backwards. I mean, and 3 times we kicked it back to this guy. I'm like, bro, this dude's on the road 2 years by himself, 2 years at FTO.
Dear God.
And I'm like, not like a trainee. I'm like, bro, like, you have the insurance agent in like Connecticut listed as driver 1. You have me as like the owner of the wrong vehicle. I wasn't even there. And I think that's across the board, that the quality of reports. And
we accept it.
But that TikTok stuff is what it all comes back to that. That's what cops are doing. That's the biggest argument from your hard charging, still hardworking street cops, is that they are dancing, get ready with me, makeup, and they're doing nothing to prepare for the job. And the female side's even worse than the male side. So it's just,
while I have you here, just say it.
Somebody bought your shirt today. Another one. I put it up.
Oh, that
Izzo was right.
Fucking awesome.
I put the shirt up. I didn't even tell anybody. I didn't announce it. I just unlocked it from being hidden. And 2 days, somebody bought a Izzo was right shirt off the site.
Did you send, like, wait, how did Izzo get?
I made one for him and I sent it to him.
It was
you said-
ironic because I got it the day I did that video saying I'm going to make a T-shirt that says Izzo was right in it. 2 hours later, I get it in the mail. I'm like, "What's? Oh my god, unbelievable timing!"
Then I unlocked it. I was like, "Fuck it, I'll just unlock. I won't say a word." And this morning, somebody bought one.
That's
So,
awesome. I
Here
mean,
we are.
Everybody keeps asking me if I have merchandise. I'm like, no, I think I'm going to make that. I'll just send that. That'll be the thing.
you said
It's
you're a
funny.
salesman, right?
Yeah,
You
I'll
probably
tell
sell
people.
it.
Flat out,
Just all quotes. Big font. Lots of quotes.
Yeah. It's easy too. I could have you making shit in fucking 10 minutes. It's real easy. No overhead. No. Well, he does it a different way, but I do it that way.
Well, yeah. But just some business. We got our first megaphone bill, so that's good. We got our invoice. I was wondering when they were gonna fucking bill us.
How bad is that?
So, huh?
How bad is that?
That's $250.
Oh,
So yeah, I think they bill per quarter because we signed up in January and we've just been waiting for the bill. And
did
then
you, Izzo? Did you break down the Memphis disaster? I'm
Which
sure you
was
did.
the Memphis?
The
disaster.
4-5 black guys that beat the brakes off the.
Yeah, a while ago. About a year ago, I did that.
Because it came up. We talked about it last night live. Because it came back up that
Mike
two of the
started
dudes.
crying like a liberal.
I went. I know Izzo agrees with me.
ridiculous.
Which part?
So 2 of them cooperated and pled, and then the other 3 went to state trial and were found not guilty like 2 days ago.
Again, somebody had said that the not guilty charge is just for their association with, because they didn't stop the guys from just beating the tar
Well,
off.
it was murder in the state. They're done. They're good. They have just the federal charges that they were convicted of.
But
like
if
the
you
civil
get
rights
indicted
one.
by the feds, you're toast. They have like a 98% rate of conviction.
Well,
They
they're
don't-
done.
They don't plead either with the feds. You get, and if you get 40 years, you serve 40 years.
yeah.
But we went kind of at it like he called me a liberal. That was one of the worst. My point is, if that was white dudes that beat that dude,
Oh
this
yeah.
country
It
it
all-
would have been burning still.
Yeah.
It'd be burning
mean,
still.
Well, okay. So what happened was I'm watching this. I haven't seen it in like a year, and I'm watching a guy actively resist. Now, granted, was there a couple kicks and stuff that was out of line? Yeah. Should some people be fired or charged? Yeah. I couldn't account or defend every single action from 5 guys for however many minutes it went on. But overall, I was watching it and I'm like, this guy is still resisting. And Mike saying he's dying.
He
what
is
would
dying.
you do?
You're
Well,
in survival mode.
At what point? When we went to the academy, I did a video on this a while ago, and somebody picked it up a couple years ago. It's got a couple million views on it, where I talked about the language in law enforcement when you are taking somebody into custody and you're tooling them up. You're supposed to say, "Sir, stop resisting." And what we were told in the academy was a couple different reasons. Number one, it keeps your oxygen going, so you're not holding your breath and you're passing out during a 30-second fight because you're gonna get winded. The other part was is you wanted the public as witnesses. So instead of you going, "You fucking piece of shit," as you're pounding the guy, the public says, "No, the officer was telling him to stop resisting." So the biggest problem is it's fight or flight. I do not know how the body can handle, while you're kneeing on somebody's back and you're punching them in the side, how your automatic body's fight or flight system cannot help but to resist, especially when you got 3 or 4 guys on you. How are you supposed to, "Oh yeah, let me just go relaxed." When you got that adrenaline dump, you got 3 or 4 guys, they're not going to fucking stop. You're by automatic nature going to physically resist. And that's a big issue.
And
You
that's
guys
where
want me to play? I got the ones that JoJo sent. I got them. It's a pole cam, and then it looks like a body cam.
the body cam's brutal.
Oh, you want to do the body cam first?
Sure.
All right. Oh. We're not going to get kicked for this, right?
No, because that's fair usage and all that. And you're altering when you do commentary on it, you alter a video.
We got hosed last week though for cops.
Oh, because they're copyrighted and shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is public domain. Oh, because they're copyrighted and shit. Shut that guy up.
I'm monitoring in case.
Yeah, he ran from the scene here.
Get the fuck out the fuck!
fucking cup. Damn, I didn't do anything. Hey, I didn't turn your ass around. All right. You don't do that, okay? Get on the fucking ground. Get on the ground. Raise your ass.
You think there was something personal between these guys?
I'm not saying that it was.
Get on the ground. I'm fixing to tase you. Get on the ground.
Like, pause it for a second. Pause it. Let me just say this. I don't care if you killed 13 babies right before you did that. As a human being, you cannot not fight that. You have grown, huge men just all over you from every angle. 30 dudes, 3 dudes yelling, taser. You can't not resist. Your brain will not let you, in my opinion, not resist that. This isn't like
you said it last night. Dominic kind of agreed, and you're saying it now. Is there any? And I'm not even trying to get you. Is there any medical science and documentation or expert testimonials that say that that's a thing? Because I've never thought about it until last night when you said it. To be honest,
It's related to your lizard brain survival instinct, and your automatic body cannot not protect it. It's the fetal position. You would at least go to the and technically, when you think about it, fetal position is resisting because you're trying to get the hands behind your back, and you're going to be all this tensing up. You're actively resisting.
And the reason we do a felony stop and have one guy giving commands is so that that person can process the one command. What always happens though, fucking 12 dudes are screaming, get on the fire, damn, and you can't process that. Now take all that yelling, and now 3 big ass dudes are fucking manhandling you. I don't know how you cannot resist.
I'll do you one better, and I'll pose you this question: when you retire,
I mean, calling him a bitch, like, listen to it, man. It's wild, dude.
have you when you're done, when you retire, you're going to start playing games in your head about, man, what happens when I'm stopped and some cop doesn't know who I am, and then all of a sudden wants to rip me out of the car and this and that, and then starts getting handsy on me. I can't tell you how many times I played. I go, am I going to be able to fucking not resist? It's just weird how your mind goes into places, and all of a sudden you get the fight or fucking flight shit. And that's based off of being in the associated profession.
I don't know, man. I don't see. I mean, he just took off running.
That's what I ask about impairment. Anything, any type of drug in a system, you're not going to perceive shit, and you're not going to be rational.
That's documented case law. That's not an excuse to resist arrest just because you're impaired.
I agree.
No, it's
that scene was chaos. There was no system.
Actually, I'm just trying to sound smart. I don't know if there's any case law for that, but I'm trying to sound educated.
There's just there was nothing about that stop that was.
Wait, so did they catch him again or something?
They'll eventually catch up with him.
Did you see the video, right? It's horrible.
Yeah, they're gonna catch him up at that pole where the pole camera
They're
is.
going to catch him and then they're going to kill him.
Then they're gonna kill him.
Dominic, though, you agree though that if these guys were white, the fucking country would be burning down to the ground, right?
Yes, and I don't understand why. It would be a lynching, and we already saw it, right? But no, you know what I'm gonna tell you? No, I don't think the country would, because we just had that with the guy in the prison. You had all those cops who were just they lynched and murdered Robert Brooks. Was it Robert Brooks? I think that was his name. Those fucking correctional officers murdered and lynched and murdered Robert Brooks, and the country didn't go on fire.
Were they white?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was horrible. That was the big boot in the stomach and choking him while he was in cuffs. They lifted that guy right off the.
Oh yeah, on the gurney. Yeah, he ended up in the metal. Yeah, they did fuck.
That was murder. And how we went 2 months before anybody was charged.
Why didn't it? Yeah, that didn't.
Yeah. What do you think makes the
maybe the fact he's in jail? You think it's in jail brings it down a little bit?
Still have I don't think you have. I don't think you have constitutional rights with it, like free speech or anything. When you're a convicted felon, you don't have the right to vote, but I think you do still have due process to some degree. Plus, you're in the care of the jail.
Yeah.
You're their literally responsibility.
But did you see, one of the last things they said on camera before was, "Do we have any any charges on him?" Like they don't even know if they have charges on him.
This is where Memphis.
Yeah.
So you saw the West Memphis police recruiting video, right?
No.
It's turning into just black culture, ghetto thug shit.
One of the prongs hit the bastard.
Like the recruiting is for.
Oh, didn't they crip walk in the video? In the recruiting video?
Shit.
right, hang on.
You might have to go up until they. I mean, undercover.
Is that Hulk Gorilla?
Yeah, it looks like Hawk Gorilla.
Oh my gosh, look at him. He's gonna do a skit on it later.
Oh, so that's the first. Okay, so
Yeah,
Paul
get the
Cam
whole
maybe?
camera video.
Yeah.
whole camera.
This is where it gets weekend at Bernie's.
Hold on. I'm new to this.
Yeah, it's a
Stand by.
little rough. StreamYard's a little rough.
All right, share screen.
Told you.
Full cam.
Told you
Share.
that. I'll
Here we
teach you
go.
all my tricks.
So now they got him, right? Make that bigger, please. There you go.
All right, so
One.
he's handcuffed.
This might be that. I think you're too far. You got to back up.
Oh, my bad, man. My bad. Yep.
Yeah. There we
Who
go.
moved the pole cam?
1, 2, 3. U.S. Marshals Academy. You lay on top of them. You pin their arms behind their back. Grab their belt. The other guy throws their cuffs on, and they're cuffed. And
We had
26.
that for excited delirium when that was a big thing. One cop on each arm, stretch them out, get right on top of them. Do the work.
this guy's over here. Look at the guy by the car. He's going to get some fucking handy dandy tools.
Oh,
That's it. That's
That's it.
jail. That's
That's
jail.
That's prison. That's prison for a long, long time. And this dude, look at the dude to the
Embarrassing.
right, way over there, just hanging around to the far right behind the cars. He's just chilling over there. If it's that big
He's
of
a
a deal, why is he
plausible-
over there hanging around?
plausible deniability, man. Shit, I didn't know that.
He looks white.
He does look white.
Yeah. So he's not moving. This should be like laying on him, control, peeling arms behind his back.
Oh shit.
Now
Sorry, I
he-
jumped you.
now we picked him up.
Are they getting him up? Is he
They're
standing?
just beating the shit out of him.
cuffed. His arm looks almost behind. Oh,
Look
there's
at
the
this dude.
baton.
Yeah, the baton. He's just winding up.
No, his arms aren't cuffed.
Yep.
Now, once again, I'll say it. This is where rear naked choke would end 99.9%
Yes.
of all
Yeah.
Yeah.
but This,
consequences.
this doesn't look like that. Look at the
You see that
punches.
big right hook?
Oh,
Look
Oh,
at that,
that's
another
the
one.
right. Low. Yeah, look at that.
That dude is surviving right now. He is trying to not die. That's
Now,
all
this
he's
is, in
doing.
my opinion, if I saw this, this is where citizens need to come out and put bullets in every fucking cop's head. This is where America is wrong. This is, we're going to sit there and watch this happen. This
That's
is,
yeah, I don't know. If you walked out right now,
this is domestic terrorism.
I mean, I don't know. I
This is where at least you got to say, yo, what the fuck you guys are doing? Like, what is going on? Because this is, it's bad. It's bad, man. Like, I'm all about it, dude. But this ain't it, man. I mean, you're talking deadly force, man. Kicks to the fucking skull for a little skinny black kid.
That's the culture too, though. Don't forget that. That's the knockout game. That's the primary language for a conflict resolution within that urban household.
And now he's
is
on the ground. I
violence.
think it was 20 minutes, right? 20 minutes from the time they got him cuffed. I think EMS arrives, and they just let him sit there.
Well, don't forget, EMS can't come in until they clear it. So God knows how long the EMS was actually on the scene.
Unbelievable.
it's recruiting.
Unbelievable. And that is, you see that. That's the people that hate police. I mean, those videos are what causes the biggest divide in our jobs. That's why somebody pops around off. That's why somebody pops around at a cop sitting in a light for no reason. That shit like that.
If they'd been convicted, you would have gotten the black community going, man, I bet you if he was white, they would have gotten off. They're going to defend that behavior.
You see anyone that look remotely?
That top one looks pretty good.
Memphis, no, that's not it. It's just it's West Memphis, please.
Got it.
That one right there, the top one.
You work hard. We provide the guidance. Busy makes business formation simple and
Just a few weeks ago during the Super Bowl, Kendrick Lamar stole the show, performing one of his most
Details. Scott, are you going to do it for us?
No pepper. No pepper. All right. It's catchy and it's really the talk of the country, but it's also the talk of West Memphis and the entire Mid-South. As you can see, the West Memphis Police
There's a
Department
token white dude.
taking on that challenge, but see the sign right there? That's what it's all about. Now hiring.
Isn't that
Chances
called
are, if
flip-flop?
you've been on social media over the last
Yeah, it
week
looks
or
like it.
so, you've likely seen this.
I think they're trying to do the Kendrick Lamar thing.
Yeah.
This is one of the most recent Kendrick Lamar inspired videos. And this time it's by West Memphis Police. And this social media post has now gathered the world's attention.
So we was scrolling on TikTok.
We
because
was.
Like,
It
we need to
was,
recruit
yep.
At least
We
25
was.
people. We need to make it happen fast.
As of Monday, it's been viewed millions and millions of times across multiple platforms and multiple countries
God.
around the world.
We didn't think it was gonna take off as much as it did. We was just did it for
was
laugh and
just-
giggles, and was hoping that we could catch people attention for recruitment purposes.
And the original post, it's simple. West Memphis Police using this stunt as a much needed recruitment tool. And guess what? It's working.
And ever since then, our phone's been ringing off the hook. Facebook got over 1,000
Because they know they'll
inquiries
take
about
any
how do I
trash with
apply.
the street.
West Memphis Police telling me they have just under 100 police officers. They say they're down 25 and they're specifically targeting young people
Down
and women to apply.
20.
It's very, very important
Holy
for us to get that
shit.
recruitment out there and appeal to the younger crowd to draw
What
some
is
more
this?
people into our department.
And what might be considered the co-star of this social media show, this 2023 Dodge Challenger, outfitted in full police
It's almost like a
equipment.
bad
That's
joke.
most definitely a police car.
The car not used
I
for
mean, literally.
typical patrol work, but is
If I told
used
you I
as
was
a
gonna have
marketing
black people
tool for
dance
the
around
growing
and put a
police
Challenger
department
in the video,
and city.
you would
We're
almost
a
tell
small
me it's like,
department, but we're
I
a
can't
big
do that.
family.
So
I
if
would-
you
I-
have the
you're
urge
gonna
to
get- what
join
is
the
it called?
West
A
Memphis
real estate
men
white
and
flight.
women in blue.
Yeah.
Why would you live in
They
that
say
area?
it's simple. All you need to do is apply.
You will go.
Well, we talked about this when we did a Copville OG. We used to be thousands of people showed up for a test and for like
Yeah.
2 spots. Now it's, hey, we're going to put out recruiting videos. I've never seen recruitment in my life. Now we have a horrible wave of catastrophe coming.
Yeah, I agree.
But and it's
Across
not
the
showing
board.
anybody. It's not showing anybody what the job is, and that's the argument I think that we make about TikTok videos as well. It's
That is
not.
the job,
It's
TikTok.
not showing anybody. Well, the new job, but it's not showing anybody what really is going to happen.
There's a reason for that. They're going
Yeah, I agree. You're right. I think
years.
you're right. I know.
It's I don't know. I've thought about my last department. I don't know 10 guys. I do not know 10 guys with my department that have retired with pension and benefits. It's just guys did 5 years, 10 years, 3 years, and they left, right? And there was always a way that I said command staff was pressuring people to force them out. You know, just the needling of death, this and that. This is a great solution. You make TikTok appeasing, and you can get your own social agenda heard. I'm lesbian. I love this and that. I'm gonna get a uniform, and now all of a sudden people hear me and they value what I have to say. And they're going to get burned out, do it for 2 years, 3 years. And screw this. I'm going to go do something else. I just saw some female cop quit because it was too hard. And now she's a barber doing her dream job. Saw another gay cop on TikTok who literally, excuse me, he's on duty, chiming up, going, this is what I sound like. Can I get a 1047? And somebody in the comment section goes, are you still a cop? And he goes, yeah, for another year until I get my, something in medical. And it's like, okay, so you clearly show you don't have a commitment. They're opening the door to fill these spaces so that they'll burn themselves out and they don't have to pay pension. They don't have to pay top out pay. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to continue to get uneducated cops who do not know the law.
Well, do you think it's cheaper for and this thing that you're bringing up is actually a great point, but do you think they save money and not having to pay pensions, or do you think having to train up new cops all the time costs more money than it would be if they retain
No,
them?
I'll tell you why. I think it's cost more. You know, they get, what does it cost? 50 grand to send a cop to the academy, all their equipment and everything.
Florida's free. Florida's
Oh,
free.
well, some cops pay for it. They go through that.
Yeah, I put myself through the academy. Yeah.
Never-ending supply of candidates who want to do it. But look at it. If you have cops who don't know the law, they write reports like Cardi B language, all this shit, and you're going to get people legitimately complaining over and over and over again. Well, what do? You swoop in and you federalize and standardize law enforcement across America, and you send drones in, and all of a sudden you remove discretion and you oppress people like fucking crazy. 10 years, we're screwed.
If I tell everybody all the time, if you want a good look at where law enforcement could head and the ideas behind RoboCop, the idea behind it, go all the way back to the movie, the comic book, RoboCop. The whole point is you have to have a human element to make decisions and use discretion. You cannot make it robotic at all. And it sounds silly that I'm using RoboCop, but the whole basis of the movie is that humans have to do this job.
Well, and then look at
And-
Jersey.
and-
Look at
and you
Jersey.
get to see the
Like,
and you get to see the industrial complex of law enforcement play out right in front of you, like
You
we're
have-
seeing with Axon and all that
you
bullshit.
have the recruiting crisis, you have the TikTok crisis, you have the lower standards, and you have a state like New Jersey that brings an attorney general in that starts indicting cops by the droves. So now, if you're, it gets to the point where if there's no benefit to being an aggressive street cop. There's no benefit. The days of like I'm going to go out and hammer the streets and get drugs and get there's no benefit. You can do everything right, and you're still going to end up in prison. Like you can do everything right, and the chances are you're going to do something wrong, and it may not even be intentionally wrong. Even the most trained good cop is going to make a mistake, and now they're indicting you for bullshit, and you have no way out of it. It is absolutely heading that way where
I
they're
mean, like,
going to, there's not going to be any good cops left. There's
Would
none.
you
Then they're
do-
going to have to do something.
why would anybody do this job
I don't know.
anymore?
I don't know.
I-
I don't,
I-
I have no
they-
idea.
They don't have an answer when you ask them, why do you want to do this job? It's the typical shit. I want to help people. 90% of the time, you're fucking pulling them over and ruining their day. How are
Yeah.
you helping them?
I mean,
Yeah.
all I wanted to do was go fight crime and fight people. I mean, like, as like, not so much anymore at 40, but
I got in that point of like, I was, drugs was the reason everything else was happening. All the crime, all the burglaries. And that was my angle. But at the point where you can't do, comes a point where they're like, we can make what you did wrong. We can make what you did wrong, and there's nothing you can do about it. And when that happens, the good cops have to at some point go, I can't afford to go to prison. I can't afford to go. I lose my house to a lawsuit. I have to stop. And then they phase those guys out, and then they do what they're doing now. They bring these-
There's so many cops who are just leaving.
Yep.
If West Memphis has 25 openings, I mean, dear Lord,
how
It's
many
showing
total was there?
25 openings is what they needed. I don't know what their population is. See,
25 if they have 1,000 people is not a lot, but 25 if you have 200 is a lot.
I think he said
I don't know how
100,
many-
around
I mean,
100. I thought it was.
West Memphis can't be that big of an agency.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, and then you have people defending it, arguing about it.
the population of West Memphis, 23,000 people.
Yeah, so they're probably
That's a 20-man department.
They're -5. They had the whole department doing the fucking video.
Holy shit.
unreal. It's dead. I mean, it really is. It's dead.
You're screwed. You got
Yeah.
the beginning of this started what, 15 years ago. You couldn't get the state to approve any charge on shit. We used to jokingly call it felony denial. Hey, I got a guy who ran from us on a traffic stop. He's got a warrant. He's got a 20 baggies of coke individually packageable. No, it was misdemeanor.
Yeah.
What? So what cop wants to do their job in this? Then yeah, I'm pro body camera.
You are?
Well, here's the deal. I've said this a million times. Body cameras need to run 24/7 so that you could see the cop and you got to cut that leeway, right? If we're going to humanize the fucking badge bullshit, the cop has to be able to come back in the car, shut the door, and be given the leeway for going, what a fucking cunt.
Yeah.
And then write the ticket.
But
You
you
gotta-
know that'll never happen. That's a perfect world.
Yeah, it has to happen that way. This way.
Yeah, well,
Body
I mean,
camera did more to protect the cops, but departments don't do that. They don't open that up for that shit.
No, I mean, we get in trouble for fucking dipping on body cam, or they sit there, they literally slow it down. And when a car takes off on you and you can't chase it, they'll slow it down and watch in slow motion and then just pick apart how you illegally pursued this car. You're like, dude, I fucking stopped and turned around.
That's
Yeah.
command staff. Command staff has a walking hard on to wind up just beating up on cops.
And what's funny too is that they were the ones who beat the fucking.
I'm
brakes
telling
off.
you, dude, they got their whatever FBI school they go to for staff and command. I'm convinced of this. There is, I think it's a 3 to 6 month process for staff and command because our guys left for months and we didn't see them. Then they came back and they were a completely different person. The OIC that we had that we loved every single day, we would have just gone into a fucking burning building for that guy in our polyester uniforms. Comes back with the chevrons on his arm. He's not the same guy.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like, hey, write me a memo why your NIPUS boots are on top of your NIPUS locker. Why are they not in your locker? It's like, Dave, Sergeant. Oh, okay. You got it. I'm convinced the staff and command teaches them how to push cops to the point of going, fuck this job, man. So they don't have to pay people out.
That's an interesting theory.
I mean, if you just keep recycling them, I think it's cheaper to recycle them.
What's
Yeah.
easier? What's
Because
easier?
you're not less time to get hurt, less time to get some type of illness or some type of medical claim against the agency, and you just keep rolling them over.
Nah, you're overthinking. You're a 49-year-old man, right? Do you know how to milk calls?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 21-year-old doesn't. So
Yeah.
what do you need, sir? You mean we're going to go over to 1, 2, or 3 Main Street and take the guns out of the home without any probable cause? Yes, sir. 49, 50, 40-year-old's going to go, I'm not fucking taking that call. What are you doing? You're
Yeah.
keying up. You're spending 2 hours on a trouble breathing call with rescue.
What a fucking joke, man. I picked this. This is what I did.
Well,
At least I'm done. At least I'm
yeah,
done.
you're done now.
I got to hear about it though. I feel terrible. I have to
Well,
hear
now you
about
got
it.
a career of fucking breaking it down and doing woe is me for
Yeah.
the fucking
But
suspect.
like I get to see firsthand, like the bullshit complaint. Like I watched that happen yesterday, and it's like the anxiety that comes in from the IA email and the whole fucking rigmarole and around and round. It's like you could do everything right. It could be on video, and you're still going, man, did I fucking do so? What did I do? It's just the most traumatic job. And then, like I said, Jersey, you got guys going back to work for 20 months and getting indicted 20 months later, just randomly. Like fucking nuts. There's no reason. Then you got the guy Hankinson and fucking from Breonna Taylor that fucking doesn't hit anybody in the shooting and he gets indicted by the fucking DOJ. It's just nonstop. There's no,
taking
what is the
time off.
benefit? If you were
His
making
career is a
$1 million
taking
a
time.
year, maybe like, okay, man, I'll make $1 million. I can get in for 2 or 3 years and never have to work again. But making fucking 80 grand for this?
80 grand. If you, that's busting your ass working off duty
I was-
overtime.
yeah, our top out I was making 85 topped out plus overtime.
Damn.
I was making like 130. But I said this too is like, the fuck did I tell her today about money? God damn it. We're talking about money. My brain just went away. That's the 49.
It's Friday night, bro.
That's the
stress is
49.
real, though. That stress
Yeah.
is absolutely real. Where you literally get sick. People have no idea about how unbelievably your body will just shit, like diarrhea and
Yeah.
vomiting and everything
Yeah.
because of what they do. It's not a joke.
I watched it happen yesterday. The email came through on the way to Orlando to do the show, and I watched the entire day go to shit over a fucking nothing. And it's like, I've been there. You're like, fuck me,
I'm
man.
telling
It's
you,
like,
I think it's legitimately, it's majority men who are so miserable with their pig fucking sea bag wives at home and their kids who are little bitch bastards. And these commanders at work, sergeants, lieutenants, they don't have the pull at home, right? They come home and go, I expect the house to be squared away. And they got this bitch wife going, don't pull your shit with me. Go ahead and go fucking mow the lawn. And the only person they could take it out on is the patrol officer back at the PD. That's it. I have a feeling that these guys are masturbating at their desk,
yeah.
fucking bars on their collars going, oh yeah, you write that report over, you bitch. And my ex was a cop from years ago, and it destroyed our relationship because she was always afraid to stand up to command, always afraid to sit there and challenge them and she looked like a stripper. So they really went after her. And I'm like, maybe you want to tone it down a little bit at work, right? Don't fucking go there off duty so they know you have fake tits and all this shit.
Yeah.
Keep yourself looking like a hag because the other females couldn't stand her and this and that. And she was just a raging bitch. Write this report again. She would bring her reports home. I would fucking write them and they were perfect. No, we don't like this. We don't like this. It just blew me away how they needle to death the cop because they can, and they love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Power,
Well,
man.
What the live show is looking like Boston, right? Not
Yes.
Dallas anymore.
Yeah, Boston.
What's the weekend?
End of July, right? Hold on.
I've never been to Boston, so I'm going to take advantage of it.
I've been twice. I think it was like the 25th, 26th.
I think so.
Yeah, something like that. We're working on the spot.
But other than that, we need to get a web designer. We need to get somebody that knows how to
You
do
got
it.
one. You got one whenever you're
He
ready.
does, that's what he does. Okay.
Yeah, oh, he does all that. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, I will show you some stuff, and he both of us started with the same radio company. Well, he was with a different company before me, but we were both with the same company from like 2017 until 2022, and then he opened up his own media company, and I went to a different internet radio station, all this shit. And no, he knows the insides and outs. He's worked with MLB. I think he's worked with Houston Astros. I think, but one of the Major League Baseball teams, maybe the Colorado Rockies too. But he does all that shit, and this is what his profession is.
Is he affordable?
You're gonna get what you pay for. I'm gonna put it that way. But he'll 100% work with you.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're trying to turn it. We're trying to be the one-stop shop for,
Yeah, we're bringing in the
Strike while that iron is strike while that iron is hot, man. Because it's once you do that, and that's it too. Let me tell you something. If I'm coming on board for this, you're gonna have I expect proverbially gold-plated fucking toilets. If I'm going to be taking a shit at this house, that's how awesome that I expect this to be. So trust me, if I'm coming aboard, I want you guys to have the best platform on the planet.
Yeah,
good. And I think that's what everybody wants. And we, I think bringing the medical side in and that angle is, I think we're going to have everything covered.
Yeah, special forces dudes.
I have a Marine. I want to introduce you guys to the Berm Pit podcast.
Who?
The Berm Pit podcast. Scott Sievert.
Somebody just sent me that. Yusuf sent me that. He was like, "Man, these guys kind of remind me of you guys. Like they fucking say whatever the hell they want."
Those are my boys, and I already told them
Okay.
I introduce you. Those are two guys I'm very close with. Matt.
Yeah,
I've seen you on them.
They're catching fire. They're like right at that point where they're like,
we all got kind of jacked up because it's like I used to do for 7 years I did a 2-hour podcast every day, Monday through Friday, and it was the concept was from politics to porn. And there was an episode that started to go viral after I canceled the show last month, like 2-3 weeks ago, and it was all about Black culture not tipping in restaurants because we all had that kind of experience. And we don't care. We're all getting canceled. Scott got fired from his position at a bar as a manager because of people. We don't give a fuck.
Good. I don't either.
what's it? Is it Berm?
BERM, the Berm Pit podcast.
Berm Pit podcast.
Yeah, I've seen you on there. They definitely don't hold back.
Nope. And Matt, no one, I don't give a shit who, no one, he's an idiot savant. He's fucking Rain Man with the Constitution. He's head of a militia up in, where are they out of? Philadelphia area, I think. He's head of a fucking militia. And I hate talking to him at times because I'm so embarrassed of what I don't know of the Constitution compared to what he does. He's so unbelievably intelligent.
Are they
So it should be.
the Berm Pit podcast backup? Okay.
Yeah,
so-
BERM.
Are they on
Instagram.
YouTube?
Yeah, they're on YouTube and everything. I'll send you
The Berm Pit podcast.
BERM. Yeah, I'm texting them right now. Hang on. I'm gonna send you copy this, and then I'm gonna send it to I'll send it to your anti-hero DM.
Okay. On Instagram?
Yep, just did.
All right. Yes, I've heard good things about this podcast.
Yeah, I just followed them.
Oh yeah, I'm on their Instagram now. I'm looking for their YouTube.
Yeah, their YouTube is up there. It's the same thing. I'll send it to you. Hang on.
Oh boy, I think we're on the verge. It's all going to come together here.
I believe it too. It's just, I mean, really, it's everything runs off fucking money. So we're trying to do what we can without spending anything right now. We pay for the bare minimums, and then looking at, obviously we're looking at revenue stream sources. Like YouTube is about halfway to being monetized. 3 months. That's not bad. That's free money. And then, the ads we're brokering, that'll start kicking in soon. And then,
we got to get Dom. We got to get Dom down here too.
Yeah.
You guys, send me down. No. I know they have Rumble. I'm looking to see if their YouTube got whacked.
Oh, okay. I'm not crazy. I was like, fucking dude, I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, they're on Rumble though.
Okay.
We can stream Rumble too, Tyler.
Yeah, I don't. I-
Restream and OBS will be your greatest tools ever.
I'm a moron.
What are you paying? $250 a quarter for what you're at now?
Yeah,
Restream is $390 for the year.
I think it's 250. All right, found it. The burn pit. The site can't be. Oh, got it. With so are you on it a lot?
I was on no, they were on my show every Wednesday. And then I've only been on a couple episodes of their platform.
It says you were on 5 days ago, and then you had one month ago, and then you had one 2 months ago. Yeah.
I was?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Hold on, let me share the screen. Duh. Let me share the screen.
Get the ball. Come on. What are you doing?
Share screen. Burn pit. So I'm looking at this one.
Oh, look at that. There I am. Are you of
Rants of Izzo.
Jewish descent at all?
Huh?
Are you of Jewish descent at all?
No.
Okay, otherwise you'll be offended as shit.
It's crazy, dude. I don't know. I don't know what to think, to be honest with you,
I
because
stopped talking about it because my brain fried.
I mean we were. I'm gonna sound like an amateur right now, but like Israel and Jews were our allies. Like I'm a Christian, right? So I know I'm better than you and I'm smarter than you, but you're still our ally. We still get along with like 80% of what we believe in. But there's a whole subculture that are like, and then you can't, without being educated on it, you can't weigh in if you don't know, because you're like, this sounds wildly racist. And then there's like this whole thing where the fucking Nazis never really broke ties with the Arabs and the Muslims, and they fucking hate the Jews.
Did you ever no. Did you ever listen to Hitler's speech translated into English?
No.
Do it. It'll change everything. It's upsetting. It blows me away. When you listen to Hitler speak in English, like the translation, you will go, this man loved his country. And Scott and Matt are experts on this subject. And I right when Israel got attacked in October, 2 years ago, I had a guy coming on answering the questions of why are these Jews just getting so attacked on Twitter like crazy, like Stu Peters and all these people are just, they're fuck the Jews like crazy. I'm like, why? I don't understand this. And he explained to me things and all this crap. And then Scott and Matt were doing content, and I begrudgingly said, all right, let's talk about this. And Matt will tell you, like, this is what the Nuremberg trials were about. This is what really happened here. This is really good. And there's nothing that you can't question anybody on the other side that supports Israel without you being attacked for questioning. You're not allowed to question anything. And it blows me away. Some of the numbers have been changed, that there's an actual legitimate Jewish archaeological forum that categorized the numbers from legitimately 6 million people were slaughtered all the way down to 1 million people. And the time frame doesn't fit up. And that the real reason, and I'm paraphrasing, that Hitler wanted to remove the Jews was that they came in. In his speech, he says, why is it that every other bordering country, you have like 10 people for every kilometer of land, but in Germany, we have 130 people per kilometer of land, and you want us to take these refugees? And then the refugees that came in thrived in Germany by implementing usury, which was, sure, I'll loan you $100, but you got to pay me back 200. And that completely destroyed the German economy. So Hitler had said, go be independent somewhere else. That was his whole thing, was to bring back the economy under fascism in their country to the Germans exclusively. He got rid of the book burning, was all pornography and transgenderism. They burned all. Bryce Mitchell was just crucified, the MMA fighter.
Yeah, I saw that.
Crucified for saying that the way that he said it. All the Nazis just burned all that gay Jewish propaganda. It's like, oh my God, dude. The way he said it was horrible, but it's what it was. They burned books that were pornographic. They were keeping their guys, not working and intoxicated in the brain. And so Germany was a slum that Hitler wanted to turn around. And he went from a 3% employment rate to 100% employment rate, but it was under fascism, worker, whatever. But it's not what you think it was, regardless of which side of history you're on.
Way out of my league.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. You just see the protests and all the drama, like the Columbia
I mean,
stuff
like,
that just happened.
Right now, obviously Palestine and Israel, it's an easy like, if you had to pick a side, but like, I don't know. I don't get enough of it to weigh in. Like, I'm just so uneducated on it.
If I play audio, can you hear that? I want to see this.
I think you gotta send it. Are you talking about through StreamYard, or you just play it
Oh, can
out
you
loud?
hear me? Can you hear my audio board? I'll play it again.
No,
Can't hear that?
no.
All right, I'm gonna send this to your anti-hero.
Okay. All right, got it.
That's just a few minutes of his speech.
All right, let me boom.
And now at least it's gonna be Izzo's a racist Jew hater now. Spread that one.
See how the whole democratic world is oozing sympathy for the poor, tormented Jewish people, but remains hard-hearted and obdurate when it comes to helping them, which is surely, in view of its attitude, an obvious duty. The arguments that are brought up as an excuse for not helping them actually speak for us Germans and Italians. For this is what they say. 1, we, that is the democracies, are not in a position to take in the Jews. Yet in these empires, there are not 10 people to the square kilometer, while Germany, with her 135 inhabitants to the square kilometer, is supposed to have room for them. 2, they assure us we cannot take them unless Germany is prepared to allow them a certain amount of capital to bring with them as immigrants. For hundreds of years, Germany was good enough to receive these elements, although they possessed nothing except infectious political and physical diseases. What they possess today, they have by a very large extent gained at the cost of the less astute German nation by the most reprehensible manipulations. Today,
So right there, what he's saying is everybody that's around them is saying, "Oh, we need to help the Jews, but we're not going to. Germany is supposed to, and we won't take the Jews unless Germany gives them money to go to another country, another state." And then Germany says, "Well, we took them when they had nothing." That whole speech, it makes you rethink history.
So you're saying it wasn't as bad as what we're told?
One person murdered is horrible. And that's the problem. You can't have a genuine conversation without somebody saying, like, if I bring up me, these are my words, something that's critical of black people in law enforcement with their ghetto behavior. Well, not all blacks. Well, you know what? That's what a generalization is. If you have to start an argument by debating that, we have a problem. So I'm not going to say, because do I believe that the Holocaust happened? Yeah, but not in the context they said it did. If it was 200,000 people, if it was 1 million people, far too fucking many. But the context of what had happened over, I'm questioning that. That's my issue. What I was led to believe all my life, grew up in the 70s and the 80s, was how horrible the Nazis were. And they would take these pregnant Jewish women and line them up and draw targets on their stomach and have target practice with them. No documented proof of that. Nothing. So what we were told growing up was that just because you hate the Jewish people, that the Nazis exterminated them. Those were the words being used. Well, not for nothing. I do not support Israel. I don't give a shit about Palestine either. I care about what happens on American soil. But when it comes down to Israel, I'm a Christ follower. I don't fucking support any group of people that doesn't believe that my king is savior, that according to him in the Talmud, that he's boiling in a semen-filled vat of piss and shit in hell. So why am I going to make you my ally? I don't give a shit about it.
Who said that about Jesus?
The Jews. And here's the deal too. Again, this is a very big rabbit hole.
Yeah, I was going to say.
The current line of Jews is not from the tribe of Judah from the Old Testament. There's 12 tribes of Judah. Again, Matt and Scott are brilliant at this. They break down lineage. They don't know where they're from. If you look at the Jews, they all look like Eastern Europeans. There's no real like that dark Middle Eastern brown color to how they are, where they would be indicative of the Middle East in that time. So it's a different lineage. They claim that they hijacked where they're at. There's a lot of biblical scholars who do not support Israel, and they matched up that the current people right now who occupy that term Jew are not the representation of the Bible.
Okay.
It's upsetting. If you want to go down that path, it's very upsetting. Be prepared to be like just mind fucked. It's not fun.
You don't feel good at the end of it. You're like,
No, I stopped talking about it because it's like you everything is a lie. Everything. And what do you believe anymore?
yeah, because when you learn that, you're the bad guy from what you previously knew.
I said it. I've got a video that I did where some woman is questioning. It's like, there's so much anti-Semitism in the world. It's just like racism. If I say X, Y, and Z, you're a racist. Well, if I say, hey, was it really 6 million? You're an anti-Semite. It's like, so I'm not even allowed to fucking question. And if you look at our government, and this is, man, we talked about this for 2 years. I'm tired of it. But our government, why do they keep saying Israel's our greatest ally? What do they give us?
No.
What do they? Do you know we give them billions of dollars a year? We're like contractually obligated to give them billions of dollars every year. What does Israel give us? Nothing.
I need to be more educated.
Nothing.
I'm just
Well,
a dumb
you
kid.
remember? I always thought this was completely made up by the fucking government and the media propaganda. You remember Asian hate? But never knowing anybody that's ever hated an Asian or seen anything where anybody hated an Asian.
Except for you saw black people attacking Asians more than any other culture out there.
But I felt like it wasn't. I felt like it was a thing they were trying to make a thing, but it wasn't a thing.
That's the easiest way to start any type of division. Oh, you hate me. Oh, you're Italian phobe. Oh, you're cop phobish. Or you would. It's the easiest thing because then what do? We backpedal. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You already got somebody on their heels.
Yeah, because if you say like I don't believe Asian hate was a thing, then a bunch of Asians are going to be mad at you for not, empathizing for what they.
Last time I checked, you're allowed to hate. You're literally allowed to hate. I don't give a shit. I was very biased as a cop. I don't agree. Oh, here's a Muslim. I don't agree with them because they practice Islam. Guess what? I still got to fucking serve them, and I did my job just as perfectly as anybody else. So you can compartmentalize. I don't give a shit if you don't like somebody. Half your coworkers you can't fucking stand. You want to punch them in the fucking throat. You still back them up on calls.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's part of the weakening, the whole hate thing, because that is true. They put a line somewhere and you don't really know where the line is, and then if you accidentally cross it or you think you crossed it, our immediate response is flight. Oh my God, I can't have myself known as I don't like XYZ. I don't want to do XYZ. Not even race, just anything. Like I don't handle my calls. Oh my God, they're going to accuse me of not handling my calls. Dodge it. So immediately as a human, we back up. And I think that's like coming from the police world, that's an admin thing. They back you up with these little IAs and these little things that you did this wrong, you did that wrong, and you're always on your heels. Because when it's something that you need to dig in for, they've already made you.
They know how to take it away.
They know how to back you. They know how to make you back up at some point.
You tell me another profession that is so damn good at giving guys stuff just to take it away. Here's the brand new Tahoe. Good job. You don't want to take it away. Well, look at your profession. You get a badge and a gun, and you could do whatever the fuck you want, and then they're going to try to take it away. Oh
yeah. Well, that's punishment now. They get to say, well, we're not gonna put paper on you. We're gonna take your take-home car for a month, and you're like, I'd rather you fucking write me up. Like I
can't work overtime detail. You can't work extra duty. We're gonna take money out of your pocket without
how they really like. I mean, and the thing is, like, the car is a privilege. It's not a right. So that's how they. I mean, and it's at the discretion of a fucking lieutenant. He can just go, you can't make extra money. I was always an advocate of never put your family in a situation where you rely on overtime. You're an idiot if you do that. You are making bad financial choices if you rely on overtime or off-duty work. So if your argument is they're taking away money from my family by not, then you're a fucking idiot. That should all be extra money.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
But
I learned the easiest way to explain administration is they can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. We had a guy come in, donated $1,000 to the sitting sheriff. He comes back to patrol, brand new, back to the road. Junior bumps all the people that with seniority over him, gets a day shift spot, and then gets a canine. And it's like, you don't feel like a piece of shit for doing that? And it's just one after. And we had a guy go from sergeant to captain, and all he does is babysit the sheriff and follow him around and drive him around. And they can do whatever they want.
If you got to go back at
This
this
is-
point, would you not do the same thing? Knowing that there's no loyalty, nobody has your back. It is, and I know it's an integrity
Yeah,
issue,
yeah.
but no, man. If I went back, I'd be like, no, I'm number one. Looking out for number one. Fuck everybody else.
We'll end it on this because I feel like this is something that's not said enough. At least where I've worked and work, other ethnicities get to do different things than a white guy. So we just had a policy come out where you can now have twisties and dreadlocks. That's obviously not for me, right? We've got Hispanic dudes with complete mohawks, faded, but they're mohawks. They're fad haircuts. We were always told no fad sunglasses, fad, F-A-D, no fad haircuts, meaning don't be a fucking asshole, square your haircut away and wear black shades, right? Black Oakley, something like that. And I just feel like I get in trouble for fucking not trimming my beard every shift. But, you know, you can have, and look, let's look at community related jobs. Could I walk into community relations right now and get a fair shot? No one's going to tell me no, but I can't. Look at the PIO where can I walk in and, you know, let's take my big ass mouth and my discipline record or whatever you want to use. Let's just give me the same accolades that the other candidates have, but I'm never going to be a PIO. Even if I spoke Spanish, I'm a white male. I'm never going to be a PIO. So, but no one ever says that.
No.
That's where that whole race war is coming.
And that's especially an agency like yours, because you're surrounded by Disney, which is at the center of LGBTQ bullshit and the race war. And that's,
They
you guys
brainwashed.
you got to
brainwashed
appease to
people.
them. So they need people to look like they want them to look over
Dude,
there.
Disney fucking runs our fucking city and county.
Sure,
That's the reason why Cops has never been there, because Disney said we can't have portrayal of crime in Orlando. There can be no portrayal of crime. So Cops has never in 40 years been allowed to be in Orlando.
Well, I cooked your assistant chief. Do you see that picture?
On that note, Dominic, I'm super excited to work with you. I think eventually we are going to move the open mics to whenever, if you catch what I'm saying, whenever my schedule opens up and I'm not working and humping a call on days, we're probably going to move the open mic to more of a daytime thing. But yeah, I appreciate you coming on. I know it's hard on Friday nights. Everybody's fucking had a long ass week and you came on and you fucking kept it alive. So I appreciate it, man.
I had 3 espressos, so I'm good.
He warned me ahead of time.
I'm coming on, man. Fucking, you know, I'm not wearing any pants.
And you know what I want? I have this vision of Dominic with a cigar and sunglasses, smoking a cigar and playing the entire bad guy role. And I'll put the NWO music behind you, and you say, "I'm joining counterculture."
I'm telling you, man, I am a mixture between Kingpin and fucking Darth Vader. I am not the good guy, man. I am not.
Hey, man.
You play that Imperial March as I'm fucking walking up, and we're gonna have ourselves a good time.
Mike's the good guy. Mike's the fucking
not
thug over here.
And I hear I crank it up there. That's my favorite place to crank it up.
He's dying.
You guys are killing that poor guy.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
95 Ocean, you have an open mic. Oh, 95 Ocean, open mic. Oh.